Welcome to the In this lecture, I will explain what is physics, what is science. Okay, so I'm going to explain what is physics and science. What is physics? Let us learn about physics and introduction of the physics. Can say what to start, Uncle? Why? Why do day and night occurs? Night, day. So why? There are some curiosity. How does a rainbow forms? How does a rainbow forms? Similarly, the tides and the rotation and revolution of Earth, the planets, galaxies, etc. All these questions lead towards curiosity. Yes? So curiosity, what is science and what is scientific method? And curiosity leads towards the science. The science is a systematic attempts to understand the natural phenomena in such much details and depth as possible. And use of knowledge should gain to predict, modify, and control phenomena. Okay. The word science is originated from the Latin word scientia, meaning to know. The Sanskrit word vignan and the Arabic word ilm convey similar meaning, namely the knowledge. So what is science? The word science is originated from the Latin word scientia, meaning to know. Yes. Science is observing, exploring, experimenting, and predicting from what we see around us. Okay. By the binocular, we can see the moon, we can see the earth, stars, sun, etc. Different types of stars. So, the scope of science is very wide. It may be in physics, it may be chemistry, it may be in biology. Let us go into the world of physics. World of physics. So, let us go into the world of physics. This is whole universe. You can see in this way. What is this? Meaning of physics. The word physics comes from the Greek word meaning nature. Okay. The word physics comes from the Greek word meaning nature. So nature. The Sanskrit, it means bhautiki, bhautiki. That is used to refer the study of the physical world. In Bengali, it is for this reason it is known as Bhauto Vigyan. Okay. So what is physics? Physics is a study of nature and its laws. Different events in nature takes place according to some basic laws, and revealing these laws of nature from the observed event is physics. So this is the physics. Different events in nature takes place according to some basic laws, and revealing these laws of nature from the observed events is physics. Different event explained by laws. It is revolving. If it is earth, okay, Then what happened? If it is earth, then if it is moon revolving around the earth, this earth revolving around the sun. So in this way, there are some law. They maintaining the distance. So orbiting of the earth around the sun and the moon around the earth. So plus, what is this? Gravitation. There is some gravitation. Falling of an apple from a tree. There are some laws. Tides in a sea on a full moon night. All can explain if we know the Newton's law of gravitation and Newton's law of motion. Clear? So it is understanding the nature. Understanding the nature. According to the great physicist, Arthur Feynman, suppose we do not know the rules of chess, but we are allowed to watch the moves of players. If we watch the game for a long time, we may make out some of the rules. Okay, we can make out some of the rules. So, with the knowledge of these rules, we may try to understand why a player played a particular move. What is understanding the nature? Again, even if we know all the rules of chess, it is not so simple to understand all the complication of a game in a given situation and predict the correct move. So one may guess at a wrong rule by partially watching the game. Okay. So the experienced player may make use of rule for the first time, and the observer of the game may get surprised. Because of the new move, some of the rules guessed at may prove to be wrong, and observer will frame new rules. So, this is a nature. Physics guess same way. The nature around us is like a big chess game played by nature. So physics goes same way. The nature around us is like a big chess game played by nature. Physics goes the same way. Okay. So the events in the nature are like the move of chess game. We are allowed to watch the events of nature and guess at the basic rules according to which the events takes place. No one has been given the authority to frame the rules of physics. We only discover the rules that are operating in nature. Archibald, Newton, Einstein, Feynman are the great physicists because from the observation available at the time, they could guess the fate and laws of physics. Okay? They could guess and frame the laws of physics. But there can be a new phenomenon, and if the rules discovered by the great scientists are not able to explain this phenomenon, no one will hesitate to change these rules. So science is about dynamics. It is always changing. If the existing theory is unable to explain new observations, then it causes a change in science. Clear? If the existing theory is unable to explain new observations, then it causes a change in science. So changing the rules. Mass and energy. At first there was a rule, conservation of mass. We can't create or destroy mass. But later we think mass and energy are differing. But Einstein proved that both are interconvertible and kept mass energy equation as E equal to mc square, where E equal to energy, m is the mass of substance and c is the velocity of light. If m gram of mass destroyed, then m into c square, this type of energy will be found. If mass in gram and c is centimeter per second, then it will be in arc, energy in unit arc. Clear? So increasing mass. Newton thought mass will not change with speed. But Einstein theory of relativity says that when speed is comparable to velocity of light, mass of an object will increase as shown below. There is an equation. M equal to m0 root over 1 minus v square by c square, where m is the mass of any substance at any moment, m0 is the rest mass when it is not moving, v is the velocity of that mass of any substance, and c is the velocity of light. So mass of any substance equal to rest mass divided by root over 1 minus v square by c square. This is known as relativity, theory of relativity. Mass can change with the velocity. Atomic theory. Aristotle and Dalton's thought an atom is indivisible, but later it was proved that not only atom but also atomic particles also can be divisible. Okay. So Democritus 460 BC and Dalton's 1803 AD, Thomson 1897, Rutherford 1912, Bohr 1913, and ultimately modern quantum cloud model posed in 1930. Okay. So now we can say that atom is divisible. Okay. Thomson at first discovered the electron, Rutherford, nucleus, and Bohr combined this theory, which is known as Bohr atomic theory. On that time, that was the first good atomic model. Accelerated Newton and its burst, discovery of nuclear fission and chain reaction also satisfy the Einstein equation. Clear? So mathematics. What is this? Mathematics is the language of physics or language of science actually. The description of nature becomes easy if we have freedom to use mathematics. So physics and mathematics is very related to each other because mathematics is the language of science and language of physics. To say that gravitational force between two masses is proportional to the product of the masses and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance apart is more difficult than to write. If there is a two mass, m1 into m2, distance separated by d, then force between these two mass is directly proportional to m1 into m2 divided by d square, where d is the distance between these two masses. So force between these masses, there is a force of attraction. This is also known as gravitational force, or force between two substances whose mass is m1 and m2 separated in a distance d. Then force between these two substance or two mass is proportional to m1 into m2 divided by d square. So without knowledge of mathematics, it would be much more difficult to discover, understand and explain the laws of nature. Newton invented calculus to prove his universal law of gravitation. Okay, calculus discovered by Newton. So Newton invented calculus to prove his universal law of gravitation. And we know the man Stephen Hawking look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious. Stephen Hawking. Okay. Stephen Hawking. And ultimately, summary of the science. Science is a systematic attempt to understand natural phenomena in a much details and depth as possible, and use of the knowledge to gain a predict, modify and control phenomena. Physics is study of nature and its laws. Okay. Different events in nature takes place according to some basic laws, and revealing these laws of nature from the observed event is physics. Clear? So science or physics is about dynamics. If the existing theory is unable to explain new observation, then it causes a change in science. The description of nature becomes easy if we know the freedom to use the mathematics. So mathematics is the language of physics or science. In everyday life, we use physics at every step. So let us see the activity below, which describe concept of bending of light, like refraction, dispersion, etc. Okay. The refraction of light, when it passes from a rarer medium to a denser medium, bends the light ray towards the normal to the boundary between the two media. Rule 1. When a light ray travels from the rarer medium to a denser medium, the light ray bends towards the normal. And when a light ray travels from a denser medium to rarer medium, light ray bends away from the normal. So this is the rule. Let us see, this is the incident light, this is the reflected light. Since water is the denser, then this is not, actually this is not go through this bend with the angle. Okay, with the angle it bends. And why bends? Already know, because when a light ray travels from a rarer medium to a denser medium, the light ray bends towards the normal. This is the normal. This is the normal. When a light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, the light ray bends from the normal. It will go in this way. Okay. So visible light is actually made up of different color. Its color bends to a different amount when reflected by glass. That's why visible light is split or dispersed into different colors when it passes through a lens or prism. Shorter wavelengths like purple and blue lights bend the most. Longer wavelength like red and orange light bend the least. So for this reason, red light, the wavelength is maximum, so it bends least. Okay, and violet light is short wavelength, hence it bends high. Clear? Thank you.